Hi guys, today we are making a graduation theme cake topper. I used the silver board to represent the cake size that I'm going to make later on. Roll a thick black fondant that will be enough for our pattern. It should be around 3 to 4 millimeters so that it will be sufficient for it to stand up on its own. When everything is okay, use your pattern to cut the fondant. But we only have to cut the 3 sides, not the middle one. As a tip, do not force your cutter into your fondant because it will bend the fondant while you're cutting it. And it will not have a clean cut that we want to. After that, align the pattern with the other one. Make sure that they are perfectly aligned so that it will not look weird when we cut it. And again, cut only 3 sides. If they are not coming off easy, just run your cutter again through it. Do not force to remove it. Check if they are perfectly aligned and then adjust it if necessary. After that, when everything's in place, combine them together using edible glue. Hold them together until you feel like the glue is working. Then gently set it aside to dry. After that, flatten another black fondant for the top part of the hat. You can use a ruler to make sure that you are making a perfect square. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least as perfect as you can get. Measure everything before cutting it to avoid mistakes. You can use the corner of any table or board so that you know that what you're cutting is straight. I'm just going to cut it a bit smaller because I feel like it's too big. This looks good to me. When you're happy with it, get the body of the cap and check if they are proportioned. This looks good to me, so now I'm going to add the details to our hat. Now, let's add some small circle on the top where the tassels will be connected. And then set it aside to dry. What's a graduation without a certificate, right? Let's start with the flat white fondant for our certificate and make it into a rectangular. After that, gently roll it in, but be careful not to break the fondant. Make sure that they are tucked in nicely and not loose, as it will not look good when it starts opening suddenly, right? Cut the excess fondant if you feel like it's a bit too thick. After that, we'll use the excess fondant to make the ribbon for our certificate. Cut one long strip of fondant and roll it in with the certificate. Just enough so that it will roll over one round. Cut the excess fondant and then don't forget to put edible glue so that they won't get loose later on. Cut another strip of fondant, now a bit thicker so that we will be making the bow part of the ribbon. Fold both sides in the middle and then use the end of your brush to help your ribbon have some volume. And then pinch the middle part of the ribbon so that it will have like the tide effect on it. I'm just going to cut the middle part of this because I feel like it's a bit too long. But it still depends on you. If you want it longer, and then you don't have to cut it. Otherwise, follow what I did. Stick them together using edible glue. We can add a strip in the middle of the ribbon. Cut the excess fondant at the back if there's any. Now we will be creating the end part of the ribbon. Cut two small triangles at the end of each ribbon. Cut it in the middle and then combine them together diagonally. And then place it on top of the certificate. Set it aside and now we will work on our tassel. Roll out a very thin, long, round fondant. You can use a smoother to help it make it consistent. I'm just going to be removing the board because I need a bigger space. Using a smoother will help you have better results other than rolling it with your fingers. And then cut three long fondants. And then put edible glue in each strands to keep them together. After that, you can twist them together gently. We want it as compact as possible. When you are happy with it, cut to desired length. With the flattened fondant, we will be making the end part of the tassel. Cut it very thinly but do not make it all the way, as we need the top part to hold them together. Roll it together with the tassel. After that, add the strip of fondant on top of it. I love to put each and every detail if I can. Take your graduation hat and then combine our tassels with it. If you feel like it's a bit too long than you want it to be, you can adjust it accordingly. Position your tassel how you want it to be before it dries. When you're done, it should look something like this. Now all this is already perfectly fine, but I just want to add some color to it. I'm going to color my ribbon and my tassel with edible gold. Be careful not to put anything on the certificate itself. And the same thing goes for the tassel. And that's how you make a graduation hat and a certificate. I hope you like our video tutorial for today. If you like our video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you!